It might be -8 in Glasgow, but Chris Sutton's put his thermals on, and he says there is a title race this season, regardless of the gap, because they are heading in the right direction and building momentum under him. I do think there is a title race on this season.
Chris Sutton has ditched the green tinted specs, but I personally think he needs to go back to Specsavers, because if he thinks this Rangers side is good enough to challenge for the title, then what the fuck is he looking at? It's been a shite season for Rangers. They're still, 8 points behind Celtic, 9 points behind Celtic with a game in hand, 8 behind Celtic with a game in hand. But it's been a poor Celtic side as well. Clement's came in. I haven't been overly impressed with anything Rangers have done since he came in. They had that 5-0 against Dundee, and even watching that, it didn't feel like a 5-0 game. A lot of the matches, they're squeaking through, and the games that they are winning, with a comfortable scoreline, the performances just aren't there. I'm yet to see a great performance for this Rangers Clement side that makes me think they're going to win the league. I just don't see it. I think you're going to rely more on the other side of the city slipping up. If Rangers are going to win the title, I think it's going to be more down to Celtic imploding and Celtic maybe getting injuries and just not being that good than Rangers all of a sudden finding top gear and start destroying teams. I don't see that.
You don't see it. Well, he did make a comment about Clement. He says that he seems like the first proper manager the Rangers have had in a while, and I think that's just another dig at Michael Beale. He didn't really have it.
I'll be honest, since Gerrard, I think Clement has been the least impressive. What I mean by that is, I think Beale, Van Bronckhorst and Gerrard, now I get it, they've all been in the job longer, so you've got more to gauge, but I think at their peak, at their best, their sides have all looked a hell of a lot more impressive than Clement's side. I think that's a fair comment. I don't think you can disagree with that.
Right, but...
No, well, can you disagree with that? Well, in Michael Beale's best moments in Rangers, did it look better than Clement so far?
Yeah.
100% it did. I mean, he went on a run where he won 14 out of 15 and drew one against Celtic.
Yeah, but Clement has been dealt a shit hand because he...
I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying I just haven't seen this... I haven't seen this great performance yet for a Rangers side with Clement. I haven't seen this run of games where I'm thinking they look like a team that's going to go on and challenge Celtic. I just haven't seen it. Now, albeit Celtic don't look great themselves.
No, Celtic do not look great themselves.
And I did say at the start of the season that neither team would break 90 points and that they're going to be closer to the chasing pack. And I stand by that, even though they've got quite a big gap over third place Hearts right now. I don't think we're going to see any Old Firm side get near 100 points. In fact, I'd be shocked if that's the case.
Yeah, I'd be sure. Well, I think there's only one team capable, and it's Celtic. Rangers just don't look
They're not capable this season. They will not get 100 points this season. I don't think they'll break 90.
Yeah, but they are on course for around 100 based off what they've done so far.
Nah, they're on course for about 90.
What? 12 wins, 3 draws?
Yes.
I know,
that's not 100 points.
I know, but it's not out the question that they could, just change a few of those draws into wins.
They ain't gonna get 100 points.
Anyway, point is, Celtic are the only team that could get close to 100. Rangers are nowhere near 100, right? In that game yesterday, yeah, they beat Hearts, but let's be real. Danilo missing sitters, shite at the back, Butland saving them, Tav saving them, clearances off the line. Rangers are just mince going forward. And most of the time as well, mince at the back. Their midfield as well. It's just, I just look at the Rangers team and see the only great position's the goalkeeper for me.
Yeah, Butland's been fantastic. Can't fault Butland, and that is one position. I mean, undeniably, no one can turn around and say that Joe Hart is better than Butland. You can't say it.
No, you can't. And
I don't care how big I don't care if you had a Celtic season ticket for 40 years or. If you're like Ryan 118 Stan, you've been supporting Celtic for 125 years. It doesn't matter, right? No one can turn around and say that Joe Hart, at this current time in his career, is better than Jack Butland.
No, you simply cannot say it. And let's be real, if Butland had distribution, I think he would be at a top team in England. He would be, but we've seen that now.
I still think he could get a move for Rangers.
Oh, I think he could. I mean, he's only 30 and that's pretty young for a goalie.
I would be surprised if Butland sees it as playing days
but
without getting a bigger move.
If I look at the top teams in England, right? He's better than Onana, and he was at United.
100%. I believe if Butland was still at United, he'd be number one now.
Yeah, I agree with that. You look at Arsenal, I think he's better than Raya. I mean, Raya can play with his feet, but so can Ramsdale, and I don't get what's actually going on there. You look at Chelsea, Sanchez, he can play with his feet, but they're not good at stopping the ball half of these guys.
For me, playing with your feet and playing out for the back and distribution, that's a bonus. The main thing has to be shot stopping and commanding your area. I mean, who gives a fuck if you're good at playing it for the back if you can't save simple shots?
All I would say is, obviously in the Premier League, it is played at more of a pressing game, while Rangers and Celtic at the back, they've got a lot of time. That's why Butland might look great on the ball for Rangers, when in the Premier League, you're going to be pressed a lot.
Yeah,
but for me...
I mean, when Butland has the ball, I mean, if it's at Ibrox, well, even if it's away from home, unless they're playing Celtic, I mean, you'd be lucky if there's one attack. You'd be lucky if there's one opposition player in your half. So who the fuck's pressing you?
The way I'm looking at it is...
No, anytime you watch like Celtic or Rangers play, I mean, most teams have 11 men in their own half. So the goalkeeper's never been pressed.
But see when Al McGregor was making saves in that European run against, higher opposition, was I more impressed about his saves or his passing it for the back? No, I don't give a fuck about the passing it for the back. See, as long as you get the result on the day, that's all that matters. But back to the title fight. Yes, 30th of December, 29th, whenever it is, I think that will be the turning point. Obviously, there is points to be won and lost between now and then, but I think between now and then it will pretty much stay the same. I think it will be 5.
I think there could be a title fight, but I haven't seen what has happened for Chris Sutton to come out and say there's going to be a title fight, unless it's just on the wind-up, if he's trolling, or
he just wants Celtic's win to seem better.
If he's trying to, I don't know, be controversial or just create a little bit of, I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden he's picked this moment in time to come out and say he believes there's a title fight on.
Yeah, it's weird because it's not like, Rangers beat Aberdeen and they closed the gap big time.
Yeah, Rangers had a real chance and they did mess up. Then they're coming off that terrible draw against Lismore as well. Alright, they've responded with back-to-back wins against St Mirren and Hearts, but...
Maybe he thinks like us that Celtic just aren't that good, and that if Rangers have a good window in January, they can seriously turn it around.
But there's no money for Rangers in January.
Yep, they've been priced out of the Miovski move. Think of that. What do you think of that?
Well,
$4.5 million.
I mean, that tells... Well, first of all, I mean, Aberdeen will not get $4.5 million. Not because I don't think it's worth it, but because they will sell. They will crumble before a team even gets close to that.
Probably Celtic are bidding that.
Unless that's the price for Rangers. Unless that's the Rangers price. And there's a different price. But the reality is, I mean... Celtic could offer $2 million for Miovski, and Aberdeen would fucking...
When was the last time...
Aberdeen would drive him down to Glasgow.
When was the last time Rangers bid for a player from Aberdeen? We're not talking about frees. Scott Wright? I think 50 grand.
Why, was there a free before that?
No, Ryan Jack was a free.
No, it's before
Scott. That's what I'm thinking of. I can't really think, obviously, with the rivalry. You don't really see it happening, but I think if Miovski went to Celtic, it would beat the record ever between Scottish clubs, but... When your two biggest clubs will just not sell to each other, that's obviously going to have a big, massive effect because they're the only two that can spend that sort of money. And even then, Rangers can't really. But anyway, guys, that's it.
Celtic could have done it over the years. They could have done it with McGinn. They could have done it with McKenna. There's been multiple players that they could have bought for Aberdeen in other clubs. They haven't done it. So I am not convinced that Miovski is going to Celtic or Rangers.
It's a big 2 months coming up, right?
I'll be shocked.
See with this break, see if Rangers have closed the gap and it's like 2 points or whatever, or Celtic have, let's just say it's 2 points. Whoever wins the January transfer window will go a long way, I'll say that. But if Rangers have more money,
considering there's one team with money and there's one team with no money, I don't see how Celtic lose the January transfer window. Well, maybe if Rangers get rid of Dessers and Lammers, they win it by default.
Maybe why don't Rangers go here? We'll give you Dessers and Lammers on loan. Aberdeen, we take Miovski. Would Aberdeen take that?
What the fuck?
Of course they would. Come on, guys. But anyway, that's it for the title fight. Till next time, Chris Sutton. Oh yeah.